So this is a quick disclaimer before we get into this video. This video is not sponsored by Zhiyun. They did send me this lights, but I requested to try them out. I wanted to try out the B series, but I got sent the G series just to try this out. I did agree to use the lights and share my opinions on the light. It's not sponsored. I have no affiliation with Zhiyun at all. I am not making money if you decide to buy any of these lights through the link. Yeah. If you guys know me, I am not just a photographer. I also do videos. I'm pretty sure a lot of people don't know that side about me, but I do quite a lot of corporate videos. I've been doing this for probably the past 6 or 7 years right now, and it is a mainstay in my business and something that actually generates a lot more income than my photography, or probably on par most years with my photography. So it's a huge source of income for me, and I've been thinking about different ways of actually incorporating the video part of my work into YouTube, and today is one of those days. Now, I recently shot a project. It was a very short video, and it was used to apply for a grant. Now, Zhiyun sent me their G300 lights. I did reach out. I wanted to check out the B series, but they said, hey, you know, why don't you check out the G series? And I was like, yeah, no problem. I could do that while I wait for the B series of lights, because I thought those were really cool. But they sent me the G300s and I used it for this shoot, and I just felt like it would be a good way to test it out, because mostly these are the kind of projects that I do, corporate projects. I don't do music videos and all that stuff. I just stick to like the corporate world. And yeah, it was a good opportunity to test out these lights. Now, I am also using these lights right now to shoot my YouTube video. I have one of them right here as my key light, and I have one right here as my kicker, my rim light. So yeah, I just want to tell you guys a few things that I like about these lights. Then I'll go to the behind the scenes and show you guys a lighting breakdown on how I shot this project so you can recreate it. First thing I absolutely love about the G300 is the size of the light. It's a pretty small light compared to traditional lights. It doesn't have that huge form factor that these lights typically have, so it's easy to pack, easy to carry. Now, unfortunately, it doesn't come with like a small carry case. It just comes with like some cutouts in the box. I wish it would come with like a smaller carrying case, but you know, that's something that we'll talk about when I'm talking about things that I probably don't really like about this light. But like I said, decent size. Second thing is the light quality. It's really good. Never seen any tinting left or right or anything. I just feel like it's really good light quality. Most lights at this price point right now offer decent quality, especially for what I do. I'm not running like the biggest production in the world, so if the quality is decent enough, then you know, then the light's probably good enough for the type of production that I run. So this lights, the quality of the lights are good. Third thing I like about this light is the fans barely kick in. It's 300 watts, so it's pretty powerful. So right now I have my ND filter on. I'm shooting at f1.4, 1/60th of a second, and also ISO 800. I have an ND filter on. This light is at like 24%. The one at the back is at 1%, although that one has the included reflector for Zhiyun, so that makes it just a little bit brighter. So the fans barely kick in. I barely heard fans, never heard the fan roll, which is good. The fourth thing, I think I'm number 4, that I like about this light is the fact that it can go all the way to 500 watts. So it has what they call the boost mode that can take it up to 500 watts. Now, the reason why I like this is if for some reason I want to use this lights for photography, then I have that extra 200 watts that I can push up, and it will help me reduce my ISO. So I think that's really good. The fact that it's a 300 watt light, but if I need that extra push, I can hit it all the way to 500 watts if I need it. Next thing I like about this light is the fact that it's bicolor. You can actually switch from 2700 Kelvin all the way to 6500. I think it's really good, the fact that you can mess around with this. For example, this right now is on 6500. Light right here on the side that's lighting me up is at 2700, and that way it kind of like matches the light in the background. So it's pretty cool. I like it, the fact that you can just mess around with the kelvins to find what you like. So bicolor lights, I feel like, are the way to go right now. So pretty nice. One other thing that I would like to talk about is the fact that the app is quite responsive, so the lights connect easily. I've used some apps for some other lights manufacturers that weren't great, but this one's really good, very responsive. I do not really use the lighting effects, but it does have a few lighting effects that are there. But for the most part, I don't create anything that really needs lighting effects, but it's always good to have. So yeah, those are the things that I love about this light. What do I not like about this light? I think the quality is good, but I would say the quality can be better. Sometimes when I'm trying to lock the light, the yoke that you used to, you know, bend the lights back and forth, whenever it is I'm trying to lock it, it just keeps rolling, and I have to push the mechanism from the left side in before I tighten the yoke, and then it'll like tighten very well. This is a problem that I've never had with any other light, and this is the first light that I've had that problem with. So I think like the quality is good, it's sturdy, but I just feel like there are a few things that can be done better. It's still a little bit plasticky, not as bad as some lights that I've used, but also if you look at the price, I think it's very good. Now, it's not a light that you're going to take on heavy productions. It's going to be a light for businesses like mine, which I just create content for smaller businesses to medium-sized businesses. If you need to do heavy productions or serious productions and need heavy lights and like powerful lights, then you probably need to rent those or invest in like way more expensive lights. But for what I do, I think that Zhiyun is doing something really good, and you should definitely keep an eye out on them. I love their lights. I think they're great. If I had the opportunity, will I switch most of my life to Zhiyun? I probably right now for what I do, my business, it's really not, it's a no-brainer. Yes, I probably would. But it's the same thing I'll say with other brands too that are quite on this level, you know. But I think these lights are good enough. But anyways, enough about talking about these lights. Like, there are a ton of reviews online. Let's just go into this video and I'll tell you guys how I shot it. So before we actually get into me showing you like the different light setups, what I want to do is show you guys exactly what the first video and the second video look like. Unfortunately, well, I mean, we didn't work on the video itself, the first one, but I just took a screenshot right here and you guys can see it. So this was the first light setup that we did for the video, not actually the first video, first light setup we did, and we recorded everything this way because this was the light setup the client wanted. She wanted something that's kind of close to what, you know, you would see on Instagram, you know, kind of like a butterfly light setup. But the reason why I didn't like it was because you guys can see we have this huge shine on our forehead. We shot with an 85, it was compressed, it was okay, but it just didn't have any character to it, right? And I wanted something different. So after we had finished, we shot everything. What we did was that we tried out this one. Now this video is kind of like really compressed, so if you look at it, it's not going to be extremely sharp, but this is what we went with finally, this one on the right. Now you can see this is color graded, everything to look really contrasty, but like I said, it's not the best quality. It's highly compressed, but this is what we had to deliver because of the file size that they needed to submit the gram. But I will probably link, if possible, to the high quality one, but I would have to ask for permission for that. Okay, great. So
Hi, my name is Zhiyun Molus, and I fell in love with the Canadian beauty industry at a very young age.
So as you guys can see, this particular video on the right has a lot more character than this one right here on the left. So yes, this looks okayish, but this just looks, I would say, more, I don't like using the word, but cinematic, right? Okay, so I just want to show you guys the difference between both of them. If this is color graded, it'll look good, but like this light setup, how soft the light is and the fall off of the light from like the left to the right, you know, and the fact that the light's coming from the far side of the camera and not the close side, just looks better. And this was also shot with a 35, right? I'm just going to jump straight into here and show you guys what my camera settings were. So I'm just going to jump in here, and this is what it looked like when we're shooting it. So I shot at 1/150th, and then that's my shutter speed, f1.4, and ISO 800 is the base ISO for the Canon cameras. So the first light setup looked like, as you guys can see, we used the really big octabox. This was all I had to use in the studio, and I'm going to get into Photoshop and show you exactly what I did with this. But that led to, you know, that other setup that I wasn't really pleased with. I would say this this setup that I wasn't really pleased with. This was what it looked like. That setup led to this photo right here. So this setup, this image right here, right? Yeah, so this was our first setup. Going to use green. As you guys can see, the light is pointing directly at that subject. So right here we have this light pointing directly at that subject, right? I have this V flat here, black, and it's meant to block the light that will spill into the background, so I could light the background by myself with a tube light. So we have this tube light right here, light in the background, just wanting that to be controlled. And then I have this light right here, which is another Zhiyun G300. So I have this 300 watt Zhiyun light here, just illuminating her shoulder and her hair just a little bit because it just looked really dark. So right here we have the 300 watt Zhiyun light, and right here we have another 300 watt Zhiyun light pointing down, and then this to the background. Then we have the 85 and the Canon R5 here shooting vertically. Now, and the client wanted a vertical video. She did not want any horizontal video. She was not going to put it on YouTube or any other platform. She just needed it to apply for the grant. So that's what it looked like, right? This was quite a quick shoot, but this setup looked good, but I didn't really like it. So what I did was that I switched up the setup. As you guys can see, this light right now, the other light was looking directly at our subject, but what I did was that I put this light to look outside, so basically kind of like look outward. So this light was technically almost facing the camera. Meanwhile, the first setup, the light wasn't facing the camera, I was looking at our subject, right? So the reason why I did this was because as you guys can see the camera here, the light is practically almost facing this camera. The reason why I did that was because I was trying to get this right here. I wanted the light to come in from the left and just light my subject's face, and I wanted it to ease in gradually into the right? And that's why I did that. Now, if I had the book light, it would have been easier to adjust it, but I had an octabox, so I had to make do with what I had. I'm just going to close all these. Now, they always say when you light your subject, always light from the far side. When you are lighting videos, and the reason is because it gives it this natural look and it looks really cinematic. So put that at the back of your mind whenever you're lighting your subject, right? The next light was obviously the same light here. I had this cover for the Zhiyun octabox that was sent with the light. So what I used that to do was just reduce the amount of light that was falling on her forehead from the back. I didn't want any light on top of her head, so this was just going to block it out, and this light was just going to come down directly this way. And then obviously I had this tube light at the back that was lighting the background, and that's about it. That's a very simple light setup for this shoot that was well over $2,000. It was a very quick shoot, easy light setup. I absolutely love these lights. Honestly, I shoot with my YouTube videos now with these lights. These are my go-to lights for shooting my YouTube video. And yeah, it was just really easy. Another thing I don't think I really spoke about was how easy it is to use this lights with the app. And I did use it for the shoot. It was just easy to control it. I just dialed in the perfect exposure. I had the mic just taking audio directly to my camera, and that was just it. So it was a simple and easy project, and at the end of the day, I absolutely loved the output of the project. And just going to mute this mic here. Love the output of the project. So next time you are doing a shoot like this, just try out this light setup. Have a huge octabox pointing away from your subject, to give this really nice soft light to the face. Although it's pointing towards the camera, the truth is that the edge of this is still going to light our subject and give us very soft light. Then I always have like a hair light behind my subject. Sometimes I would not use a softbox. I'll probably just use like a tube light. But in this instance, I wanted to try out this lights because both of them on the same app. I don't have to, like move around to adjust it. And you guys can see how high this light is right here. So once it's that high, it's just nice to have the app where you can just change the light settings from. And then obviously I'd had a tube light at the back that was lighting my subject. So yeah, that's about it. That is a quick way to light your subject when you have a project like this. I typically shoot a few projects like this every year, and it's just very easy and simple go-to light setup that you should try out. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope this has helped you out with the light setup, and also showing you guys the G300 and what I think this light can do. As for me, I'm going to be keeping these lights. Big shout out to Zhiyun for sending it out. I'll be using these lights moving forward. I feel like they are my mainstay right now as my YouTube lights, and I am going to use them for more projects moving forward. Anyways, I hope you have learned a thing or two today. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching this video. Peace out, guys.